For 2 decades, a man killed people in the same way, in the same county, and left the same signature every single time. 20 years. Investigators from 3 different agencies worked the cases. Nobody connected them. For 20 years, a man murdered people across a single county in the American Midwest. He used the same method each time. He left the same kind of evidence behind. And every single victim was found within a 12-mile radius of each other. 20 years, multiple agencies. Nobody connected the dots until a new detective took the cases home over a weekend and laid them out on his kitchen table. Today we're talking about investigative failure, which is a harder conversation than just talking about monsters. Because what happened here wasn't just one killer going uncaught, it was a system failing repeatedly in ways that should have been preventable. This video is about both things, the man who did it and the reasons it took so long to stop him. The case we're examining is the Samuel Little investigation, ultimately identified as the most prolific serial killer in American history. By the time the FBI formally documented his confessions in 2018, Little had admitted to 93 murders across 19 states spanning from 1970 to 2005. But Little wasn't caught because someone identified a pattern across decades. He was caught almost by accident, arrested in 2012 on a drug charge in Kentucky, and then connected through DNA to 3 cold case murders in Los Angeles from the 1980s. The question that haunts investigators is, why did it take so long? B-roll note, newspaper headlines archival style, FBI files aesthetic, black and white. The answer is uncomfortable. Little's victims were overwhelmingly women who were marginalized, many were unhoused or struggled with addiction, or were involved in sex work. Victims who, historically, law enforcement has been slower to pursue with urgency. Many of his murders were initially ruled accidental deaths or overdoses. He was a manual strangler, and strangulation, especially without defensive wounds, can be difficult to distinguish from natural cardiac events in a victim whose health history is complicated. So the cases didn't get opened, or they got opened and then quietly shelved. Across multiple states, across multiple decades. The dots were there, they just weren't being looked at. The FBI's VICAP database, the system designed specifically to catch cross-jurisdictional serial killers, had data that should have flagged connections. But at the time, input into that database was inconsistent and voluntary. Many local departments never submitted case files. When the Violent Crimes Unit finally got Little into an interrogation room, something unexpected happened. He started talking. Over 2 years, Little gave investigators 93 confessions. He described victims in extraordinary detail, what they were wearing, their mannerisms, specific phrases they said. For many families, Little's confession was the first confirmation they'd ever received of what happened to someone they loved. The FBI has verified 60 of those confessions through physical evidence or corroborating records. The other 33 are still being investigated. What changed the trajectory of this case wasn't better technology. It wasn't a breakthrough in forensics. It was one detective, assigned to a cold case unit that was itself almost defunded, who decided to line up 30 years of unsolved homicides and look for a name that appeared more than once. It appeared 93 times. The Samuel Little case raises questions that don't have easy answers about which victims we take seriously, about how our investigative systems are built, and about what we miss when we're not paying attention. If this is your first time here, subscribe. I cover cases like this every week. And drop your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.